to your muster station. Once again, if you haven't done so already, you must proceed to your muster station at this time. We really appreciate it. Once you get to your muster station, please keep the volume levels down to an absolute minimum so the instructions can be heard from the officers in charge. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your attention, please. This is Captain Messina speaking from the Navigation Bridge. Welcome on board the beautiful Carnival Sunshine. We are happy to have you sailing with us. Before we get started with all the fun we have in store for you, it is essential that we take some time to review some important safety matters with you. Nothing is more important than the safety of our guests and crew. With this in mind, I'm requesting your close attention to the safety briefing so that everyone is prepared in the event an emergency situation should arise. International maritime law requires all guests and crew participate in the safety drill. Please provide your cooperation and attention to the board instruction provided during this time. Kindly refrain from talking so that all guests are able to properly hear the safety message. Should you have any question, any of my team member will be happy to assist you. And at this time, Jamie, your cruise director, will begin the safety briefing. Once again, we ask for your attention and thank you for your time and cooperation. And welcome aboard.
And Donnelly, please contact your muster station supervisor. And Donnelly, please contact your muster station supervisor. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? At this time, you're now at your assigned muster station. In the event of a real emergency, or whenever the general emergency alarm signal is given, this is a place to which you must report immediately carrying your life jacket, which is stored in your cabin. Evacuation personnel now demonstrate the correct and proper way to wear your life jacket. Place the life jacket over your head with reflection strips facing outward. Pass the strap around your back and engage the buckle to the front. Now adjust to a snug fit by pulling the free end of the strap. And then tie the collar strings. Each life jacket has a whistle and a light to attract attention. For any additional instruction or information, you're very welcome to ask the evacuation personnel at the end of this safety briefing. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you please remain in your current position so that your muster station supervisor can get an accurate count of each person in the muster station. This process will only take a few minutes. Muster station supervisors, please start your count at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Carnival Cruise Line's commitment to safety has always been paramount. And at this time, I need your cooperation, please. Before I continue on the safety briefing and information on how to save your life in an emergency, we need to simulate what would happen if such a situation arose. This is what would happen in a real emergency. I would then ask you to please stay calm at your muster station, not to move around. Parents and guardians ask you to please keep your children close by so we can make an accurate count. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. I'm sure you'll understand why this has been done. Once the kit's over, I'll continue on with the safety briefing. If your child is participating in a Camp Carnival activity when an emergency arises, you must first go to your cabin, collect your child's life jacket, and proceed immediately to your muster station. The youth councillors then escort the children to their assigned muster station, where they will meet their parents. For this reason, it's very important that your child wear a wristband provided to you at all times. In the event of an abandoned ship order, any remaining children will be escorted to their lifeboats by the youth staff, who will be under constant supervision. For a guest requiring special assistance, we have a special needs team dedicated to assisting you in the event of an actual emergency. This team will accompany you through the entire process, from cabin to lifeboat embarkation. Guests must bear in mind that no suitcases, bags, parcels or luggage of any kind can be taken to the muster station or the lifeboats, as that would reduce the space for all guests. In the unlikely event you thought it necessary to abandon the ship, the lifeboats are already at the embarkation stations, port and starboard side. Sick people, women and children will have priority in boarding, and members of the same family will board the same lifeboat. A qualified seaman is legally in command of each lifeboat, and you must follow his or her instructions at all times. All lifeboats are provided with adequate supplies of water and food and first aid equipment, as well as other emergency fittings and equipment necessary for the proper handling of the boat. The lifeboats are constructed in with a built-in buoyancy in such a way to be unsinkable even when flooded. There's adequate supplies of lifeboats and life rafts on board for all guests and all crew. We ask guests who have balcony cabins to refrain from leaving any personal items, including towels and clothing, on the balcony. The most dangerous event aboard any ship is fire. For this reason, we ask smokers to only extinguish their cigarettes in disposables provided for this purpose. We also ask that you never throw a lit cigarette overboard or flick hot ash overboard, as such items could blow back into the ship and start a fire. Many of the ship's areas are designated as non-smoking. These include all the ship's restaurants and food service areas, many of the public lounges and areas of the open decks. Smoking is also prohibited in all guest staterooms, including the balconies. Please also note that smoking is strictly forbidden while walking in guest corridors and in all elevators. Never leave smoking materials unattended. To prevent fire on board, we must request that at no time should anyone use unauthorised heating appliances which contain electrical heating coils, such as cup or mug warmers or clothing irons in the cabins. Also, any object with an open flame, such as a candle, is strictly forbidden. Once again, we're to stress that calm, orderly cooperation of all people concerned is essential to the success of any emergency operation. Ladies and gentlemen, should there be a need to evacuate the ship, you'll be guided to the evacuation areas from the evacuation personnel to your lifeboats. Muster Station A for Alpha, is assigned to Lifeboat 1 and Life Raft 1 and 3. Muster Station B for Bravo, is assigned to Lifeboat 2 and Life Raft 2 and 4. Muster Station C for Charlie, is assigned to Lifeboat 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23 and 25, and Mess Life Raft 19. Muster Station D for Delta, is assigned to Lifeboat 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and Mess Life Raft number 18. Muster Station E for Echo, is assigned to Lifeboat 3 and 4. For those guests in the those guests only in muster station B, B for Bravo, and D, D for Delta. That's B, B for Bravo, and D, D for Delta. You may exit your muster station at this time. For all other guests, please remain where you are.